Okay, so I'm going to do the other way that I also make these when I don't have time. So this is a Ninja Impossible, but it's basically a crock pot, does a lot of other things. So I've got it set to low. I've got, again, a 1/4 pound or 1 stick of cold butter in there. And I'm going to add the other half of the 5 pounds of onions that I've chopped. And we're gonna put the lid on this. And okay, so I've set it for 12 hours and I'm gonna stir it every now and then, and I'll do the same process if need be. Okay, so the onions have cooked on low in my crock pot, on my Ninja Impossible, for 12 hours on low, and they're nice and caramelized. I'm going to add 8 cups of beef broth. I'm also going to add some brandy, and it really enhances the flavor. If you don't have it, you can use balsamic vinegar, a couple of tablespoons, or you could use like a tablespoon of regular vinegar. I'm gonna add some pepper, and I'm not gonna add any salt because eventually I'm gonna top this with some cheese and it's gonna be a little salty. So I'll probably taste it at the end and see if it needs anything, but right at the moment, I'm just gonna go ahead and put my lid back on. I've got it set for 3 hours on low, and we'll come back and take a look when it's finished. So because this is so many onions, I usually only use about half. What I've done is I've added 6 more cups of beef broth. I've also added 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. I've added 1/2 of a teaspoon of ground thyme and a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. And I'm just gonna let this cook now for a couple hours and I'll taste it again. Okay, so this has been cooking for a few more hours, and I've tasted it. It tastes pretty good. I added a couple of tablespoons of brown sugar. It seems great. I'm gonna turn it off and let it cool so I can bag it. Now, normally what I would do and how I would make this would be I would put my onions and butter in the crock pot overnight for 12 hours and then get up the next day, add the beef broth and seasonings, and then let it cook for a few hours and then put it on, keep warm until we're ready to eat. But today I did it a little bit different because I wanted to use caramelized onions this morning, so I decided to do it during the day so you could see. So I'm just gonna let this cool now and I'll bag it up. I'm gonna put it in my food saver. Okay, so here's the finished soup, and I've got some bowls ready here. I'm going to put some toasted baguettes on top and some Gruyere cheese, and we're gonna have some French onion soup. French onion soup. Okay, so here's what's left out of the French onion soup after having 4 bowls for dinner. There's probably 2 cups in each one of these, so I'm just going to throw them in the freezer and I'll be able to enjoy it without having to make it from scratch. So the method that I use to cook the onions in my crock pot, you could just do that and then bag them into the portions that you would use and then freeze them. But today I decided to make the French onion soup. So that's why I did half in the frying pan so I could use it. I was making some quiche, so I needed it. And then I decided to do the other 5 pounds in the crock pot so that I could make the French onion soup. So anyway, I've got some more onion things up my sleeve. Stay tuned.